This is Apple Valley News Now, Special Edition, on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. We begin with a big step forward in Pasco. $36 million project that's been years in the making. Work to close the underpass and replace it with an overpass has been going on for weeks now. Now the overpass has sidewalks and bicycle lanes along with the space for cars and trucks. And while the overpass is now open, city officials say they're working on the finishing touches. They're still planning a ribbon cutting ceremony for later this year. Now, this construction work has had a big impact on businesses in the area. Our Monique Ledesma spoke to city officials about how they're working to make sure that businesses can afford to stay open despite the weeks of disruption that they've been going through. You can find that over on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. Well, firefighters and Richland police raced to respond to a house fire this morning. Take a look. Richland police say they had to shut down part of the 200 block of Goethals Street as firefighters were working to get the fire under control. You can see it caused quite a bit of damage to the home. We haven't gotten any updates yet about what caused that fire, but the police department says the street is now back open. The trail through Zintel Canyon in Kennewick will be shut down occasionally from now through May 5th. The city says crews will be working on clearing brush and trees for fire mitigation. Now, this comes almost a year after this huge wind-driven fire ripped through the canyon and destroyed a nearby home. So you might notice volunteers with Team Rubicon in Zintel Canyon starting on Sunday, and you may see them out there all next week, but they're asking everybody to stay at a distance because those crews will be working with some dangerous equipment. Fortunately, not too windy out there as I came in this morning. Stacy, have things changed a lot this afternoon?
We're seeing a few breezes out there, Alyssa, but not bad. And we are tracking a few little scattered stray showers. Nothing locally, a few showers in the Blue Mountains, but overall it hasn't been too bad. It is a little bit breezy. Winds are light right now at 5 miles per hour. They're going to be picking up later this afternoon. 68 degrees on our Legends Casino Skycam and Columbia Point in Richland. Sunset tonight at 7:59. Forecast for tonight, not too bad. You'll see those clouds starting to move in later this evening. 46 degrees, and again, those winds picking up, but relatively light tonight. That won't be the case for the weekend. We're going to have mostly cloudy skies, 70 degrees, but winds 10 to 20 miles an hour tomorrow, so just be aware of that. So look for partly cloudy skies tonight. We have weekend gusty winds picking up tomorrow and into Sunday. We are going to be watching for some possible thunderstorms, mainly isolated to the mountain areas. And guess what? That winter weather advisory now extended into Saturday. I'll tell you exactly where that is and how much snow those Cascade Mountains will be getting over the weekend. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacy. Yakima Nation tribal members celebrated Earth Day this week by teaming up with Yakima Chief Hops to do a community cleanup. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us it is the third year in a row they've come together to do this.
Yakima Nation tribal officials say a lot of the garbage comes from people camping along the river.
You know, there's no garbage containers or anything, you know, so they just leave their things there.
But that the previous two sites they've cleaned up for Earth Day have remained fairly clean. Now they've put the focus on the area around the bridge on Donald Wapato Road near the Yakima River.
Hopefully we are making a difference with the effort that we're having here.
One that will keep this area clean for years to come. In Wapato, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Now, Washington is rolling out $45 million in state incentives for people who buy electric cars. So the state is offering instant rebates to people who buy or lease an EV if you qualify. So the program starts in August of this year. It's designed to give lower income drivers, which the state defines as people who make under about $45,000 per year, some low-cost leased and purchased options for switching from gas to zero-emission, typically electric, vehicles. The incentives will come as instant rebates worth thousands of dollars apiece if you buy an electric vehicle or if you sign a 2 or 3 year lease. And according to Washington Governor Jay Inslee this week, solar energy usage has gone up 460% over the past 5 years, while the cost has come down 90% in the past decade. Campbell & Company is now doing solar installations for the Tri-Cities and Yakima. It's one piece of a movement that is bringing more sustainable energy solutions to our state. It's an incentive that Isaiah Jensen with Campbell & Company mentioned is the residential clean energy credits, which can cover up to 30% of the installation cost.
It hasn't been until the last several years that we really kind of almost from Washington State's perspective, where we've seen kind of an uptick in the demand here in Washington State, did we really start to feel the effects of that for ourselves. And as customers, we're starting to make those phone calls asking us, if it's something we offered, or even customers who already made the decision to go solar, they were asking us if we could take care of them on the backside, whether it be maintenance, things like that. We felt like we saw a need. And so it's been several years in the making, and we've done a lot of homework to be able to get to this point.
Services for HVAC, electrical, plumbing, air purification, and drain and sewer. Now, Governor Inslee announced this week that Washington State is receiving $159 million for residential solar energy funds. That's coming through subsidies and low-cost financing. We're not seeing any notable relief in prices for customers heading into the graduation and early summer travel season. One key inflation gauge shows that inflation staying stubbornly high, with prices seeming to hit a plateau. Laura Aguirre has the latest numbers that the Federal Reserve is tracking.
The latest key inflation gauge, watched closely by the Fed, is out. The Personal Consumption Expenditures Index, which measures the prices we all pay for goods and services, ticked up to 2.7% in March, edging past February's rate and higher than many economists predicted.
High prices are to some degree reflecting the strong demand for all kinds of things that is consistent with a robust economy.
On a monthly basis, prices were up slightly, 0.03%. Unchanged from February's pace, still not the step down many people were hoping to see.
We are fully committed to returning inflation to our 2% goal.
That was Fed Chair Jerome Powell last month, affirming where inflation needs to land before the central bank can offer buyers more relief.
And as we look at the Federal Reserve's own preferred gauge of inflation, that is not expected to give us an all clear for interest rate cuts anytime soon.
Back to that robust economy. Consumer spending remained strong last month, rising 0.8%, better than the half point many analysts expected. Forward progress on inflation has slowed since last year, mostly due to elevated housing and services costs, which experts often call more sticky and slower to ease. The Fed meets again next week, but what's the bottom line for consumers?
Inflation is sticking around longer, a little like an unwanted guest, and we may have to sort of remain patient for some time to come.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Well, news tonight, menthol cigarettes will stay on store shelves for a while yet. The Biden administration announced today it is delaying a decision on whether to implement a ban. So the FDA first proposed banning menthol cigarettes back in 2022. This is something that's supported by health advocates like the American Heart Association, the American Lung Association. But the New York Times reports tobacco companies and even convenience store and gas station retailers said the ban would cost them billions of dollars. And some lawmakers in Congress have raised concerns that banning menthol cigarettes would open up a market for illegals and for fakes. The head of Health and Human Services Department says because of all of that feedback, they need to take more time to think about whether to implement a ban. National Drug Take-Back Day is happening tomorrow, and this is something created by the Drug Enforcement Administration. But take-back sites are often connected to local law enforcement. The DEA says it's important to get rid of any prescription medication you don't need so that it won't be misused by someone else. It's also important not to throw pills down the sink or the toilet or even to throw them in the trash because they can contaminate the environment. So you can find the closest official take-back location at dea.gov/takebackday. Now, this is a national event happening on Saturday, but for our friends in Walla Walla and College Place, you've got the whole weekend. April 27th is Take Back Day at the Walla Walla Police Department. Then on the 28th, on Sunday, it will be in the College Place Walmart parking lot. And they're doing much more than accepting unused medication. You can also safely dispose of medical needles, drop off your old cell phones and old computers, even drop off documents that you need to be shredded. Making national headlines tonight, we're seeing protests against Israel's war in Gaza cropping up all over America on college campuses, taking center stage at more than a dozen universities. Police have arrested hundreds of demonstrators, and school administrators have canceled in-person classes at some universities, even a graduation ceremony. Cole Higgins reports university presidents are once again under fire.
In Boston, where more than 100 arrests were made at one university, student leaders are taking action.
Our elected student leaders will vote on a resolution of no confidence in Emerson President Jay Bernhardt and call on him to resign.
Criticism for college presidents is becoming louder as their campuses are the sites of encampments and arrests. At Emory University, at least 28 people were arrested Thursday, including professors. But students could very well return for more protests Friday.
I think it hasn't dissuaded anyone. People are still definitely protesting and still feeling really strong in their beliefs for Palestine.
While some hear in these protests a sentiment of solidarity with Palestinians, others assert that protests have turned anti-Semitic and say university presidents aren't doing enough to stop it.
We condemn the anti-Semitism that is so pervasive today. Anti-Semitism has no place on our campus, and I am personally committed to doing everything I can to confront it directly.
Columbia University President Manoush Shafiq is being pressured on both sides. The House Speaker has called for her resignation for what he called chaos, while student protest leaders want the president to admit the university's failure to uphold the rights of pro-Palestinian protesters. Columbia's Board of Trustees say they, quote, strongly support her. I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
Now, World News Tonight will have continuing coverage of this developing story coming up at 3:30. But for now, we've got your local First Alert forecast coming up. Stacey's tracking a chance of some showery weather into the weekend and some winter weather up in the Cascades. We're talking about that. Plus, we are bringing you the news early this afternoon because the NFL Draft continues today. All the highlights from day one coming up next on Apple Valley News Now.
Are you suffering with foot pain? Prosser Orthopedic Center podiatrist Dr. Jared Clifford is board certified and now accepting new patients. His services include arthroscopic ankle surgery, foot and ankle fractures, heel pain, diabetic foot care, and more. To schedule an appointment with Dr. Clifford or learn more about podiatry services at Prosser Orthopedic Center, call 509-786-5599 or visit prosserhealth.org.
This weekend only at More Furniture, take a full 21% off your purchase and fill your home with our latest spring lineup. And right now, we'll donate your gently used furniture free of charge. Make an impact in your local community and allow us to remove and donate your items with this limited time offer. And you'll save 21% off your purchase. Only at More Furniture.
The average cost of hearing aids is nearly $5,000, but now you can buy a full pair of rechargeable, wireless, nearly invisible, easy to use, and comfortable hearing devices for only $99, but only from Audient.
It's easy to use. They're small.
A pair of $99 Audient Atoms can be sold over the phone without having to see a doctor or audiologist. Call to order.
1-800-617-3809.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. There's 16 pages of store-wide savings. Pick up a copy in-store today. Save $5 on ExxonMobil 5-quart synthetic oil. Member price just $14.99. Hills Brothers high-yield coffee is just $6.49. Grab some Old Trapper beef jerky for $11.99. Plus pick up Bi-Mart planting mix and Filthy Rich bark mulch. Both are on sale now. Find these savings and more in our latest savings book at Bi-Mart.
Welcome to Beaver Valley Lodge, your rustic lodging and event venue in the beautiful Leavenworth, Washington. Experience the great outdoors and enjoy the beauty of the mountains as you stay with us on our 50 acres in the Cascade foothills. Whether you're joining us for a wedding, retreat, vacation, or family reunion, we're here to make your stay unforgettable. We make it our goal for you to come as a guest, but leave as a friend. Book your stay today at beavervalleylodge.com.
The best way to end your day.
That is good TV.
Friends, tonight at 11:05.
Welcome back. Potentially concerning news for anybody dealing with a medical emergency. Older Americans are waiting longer at the emergency room than ever before, including during the pandemic. That's according to a new report from KFF, formerly known as the Kaiser Family Foundation. It says people are sometimes waiting hours in the emergency room just to be admitted. Doctors and researchers say staff shortages are contributing to that crisis. They say hospital administrators could also be setting aside more beds for surgeries and procedures that bring in more money, but the extent of the issue isn't entirely known because hospitals are not required to report that data publicly. It is day 2 of the NFL draft, and you can catch all the action right here on ABC. Day 1 of the 2024 draft set a new record for the NFL. ABC's Danny New has the highlights.
The 2024 NFL Draft kicked off in the Motor City Thursday with Mr. Michigan himself, Marshall Mathers, a.k.a. Eminem. Was that enough M's? Plenty of other staples to enjoy, such as the fashion statements. Reigning Heisman winner Jaden Daniels from LSU sporting a baby blue suit, while the Heisman winner from 2 years ago, Caleb Williams of USC, wearing a navy double-breasted zip-up, as he called it.
Classy, unique, one of one.
Intentionally, that navy coordinated perfectly with the Bears' navy and orange, as Williams then got taken first overall by Chicago, as expected. But still, Bears fans were quite elated to maybe finally have their quarterback of the future, and Williams' father was understandably emotional taking it all in.
It's been a long time, you know, from hotel room in San Antonio to 12, 13, 14 years later, just doing the same thing over and over. Dreams do come true.
Jaden Daniels. But Williams was not even close to the only QB taken. No, for the first time ever, 6 of the first 12 picks were quarterbacks. One draft day ritual actually had a little speculation coming in, the hug. You know, usually players are so excited they may squeeze the commissioner as tightly as possible, but Goodell actually had back surgery a few weeks ago. Well,
careful now, here we come.
Oh! Guess Alabama offensive lineman J.C. Latham didn't hear as he hoists his future boss with all of his 6'6", 342-pound frame. Here's what Goodell had to say about it after the draft. Danny New, ABC News, New York.
All right, it is day 2. You can watch even more of the NFL draft starting at 4 p.m. right after World News Tonight. Then we'll have a special primetime edition of your local news coming up after the draft.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Well, Friday is finally here, and let's talk about your weekend weather. A little bit unsettled, but it's been dry for the most part, and I anticipate we'll stay dry through the weekend. But there's still some scattered showers, mainly in the mountain areas, and not a lot to write home about. Our Apple Valley News Now cam in Yakima, 68 degrees. You see those clouds covering, but still a really nice day. Winds are light right now at 5 miles per hour. Those will start to pick up a little bit later and be pretty breezy all through the weekend. Let's talk temps. We are seeing that warming trend coming through for most of us. 9 degrees warmer right now in Yakima than we were 24 hours ago. We're 7 degrees warmer in the Tri-Cities, and that warm front hasn't quite made its way to the foothills of the Blues. Walla Walla and Dayton still a little cooler than they were, but we'll see that warming trend and pretty normal temperatures through the weekend. Here's the weather pattern. We have that upper level system which kind of dipped to the south today, keeping us unsettled. Some energy from the base of the trough, though, will continue to impact the Pacific Northwest over the weekend. Rain continues along the coast, mostly cloudy and breezy for our region, and even still a few snowflakes, although they did cancel the winter weather advisory for the Cascades. Still possible to see some snow in that area. Futurecast, let's take a look. Again, it's that unsettled pattern that's kind of swirling, and then you're going to see things shift and westerly winds will start flowing in as that next system moves in on the coast, mainly impacting our Cascade Mountains, with some snowflakes here on the east slopes and those upper elevations, but you'll continue to see that pattern kind of unsettled, but more than likely staying dry. The biggest thing we're going to be dealing with here in the lower elevations all weekend long is going to be those gusty winds. And right now they're light, but they're going to start picking up later this afternoon into the evening. As we get to your Saturday morning, it's going to be pretty windy here in the Tri-Cities with those gusts picking up along the foothills of the Blues. And we'll keep our eye on the Columbia River Gorge as those gusty winds will impact that area as well as the Yakima Valley. So we'll continue to see those breezy, gusty winds through your Saturday. As we roll into Sunday morning, stays windy in the Tri-Cities, calms down slightly in the Yakima Valley, stays windy in Hermiston and the Dalles and along the foothills of the Blues. So mainly wind conditions to deal with, which are going to make your allergies worse. I haven't been sniffling and sneezing as much, but my eyes are watering. So ash, birch, and alder, look at these levels. They were higher a few days ago, but still staying in the high zone. So lots of pollen to deal with if you're suffering from allergies. Now, if you're hitting the road, you're going to want to take your rain gear to Seattle. Look at those temperatures, 50s, 40s overnight, possible thunder showers in the area by Monday. It's going to be a wet weekend also in Portland, and even more severe storms coming in on Monday on that side of the state. If you're heading towards Spokane this weekend, looking pretty good there. Going to be dry, a little overcast, slight chance of showers Saturday and Sunday. Again, that unsettled weather with rain on the way on Monday. So not a bad looking forecast. For tonight, we're going to see temperatures in the area 30s and 40s. So not too cold, but again, you'll feel those winds starting to pick up overnight. Let's take a look at our temperatures for tomorrow through the area. We're going to be in the 50s and mid 60s in the Yakima and Kittitas Valley. Move into the Columbia Basin. Things warm up a little bit here with hot temperatures in the upper 60s, 70 degrees Tri-Cities, and taking a quick peek at Dayton, Walla Walla, Milton, Freewater, and Pendleton. We'll stay in the 60s there as well. Here's your 7-day planner for Yakima. Again, temperature is pretty mild going through the next several days. We stay mild in the Tri-Cities, although the breezy winds to deal with. Walla Walla is going to stay mostly dry until Thursday of next week, where we have a bigger chance of rain there with those breezy to gusty winds. And in Hermiston, overcast but dry weather and pretty mild conditions. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacy. We do know that spring typically does bring that unsettled weather, but it also brings some fun things. Coming up, we're talking about a wine country tradition, Spring Barrel Weekend. That's next.
Hello there. Watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. Find yours with Ford F-150. Gas, hybrid, or all electric.
Get 1.9 for 72 on an F-150 and up to $15,000 on an F-150 Lightning only at your local Ford dealer.
You rip and tear your old statements and bills, but thieves use this information to steal your identity. Don't be a victim. Get the ID Police, the new ink roller that encrypts all your old documents. So before you throw it out, just roll it on, and your information is gone, both on the front and through the back. Even if the paper is held up to the light, even your medical information is safe with the ID Police. So block it out before you throw it out. Order now and get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 and get free shipping too. This offer is not available on Amazon, so call or click now to get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 with free shipping. Order now.
Call 1-800-268-7157. That's 1-800-268-7157. Or visit getidpolice.com. So call 1-800-268-7157 now.
Hi, I'm David Smith.
And I'm Tori Smith, local owners of Mattress Depot USA.
We both grew up in the Seattle area.
But unlike our large competitors, we still live in this community.
We do business with local manufacturers from right here in the Pacific Northwest.
Hey, we realize that your top priority is to get a quality mattress at the best possible price. And that's what we do.
And it never hurts to do business with someone local.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
No one expects to get in a car wreck, but that's exactly what happened last summer. The drunk driver crossed over the center line, crashing into us and causing life-threatening injuries. It was difficult to focus on healing while facing overwhelming medical bills and lost wages. How will our bills get paid? When can I go back to work? So much was running through my head. Abeta Nelson's team did the work to make sure we didn't have to worry.
Abeta Nelson, we focus on you, you focus on healing.
Cats really know how to do less. Be more like your cat. Try Outstretch by Fresh Step. With stronger clumps that crumble less, it lasts 50% longer, so you can change it less often. Outstretch.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. And your Ford dealership is the place to start.
Get 0 for 72 and $2,000 cash on an Escape or $3,000 on a Mustang Mach-E only at your local Ford dealer.
More than 30 Yakima Valley wineries are celebrating new wine releases with Spring Barrel Weekend. Tastings pulled from the barrel, special pairings, educational events, bites from local vendors, and live music. You don't need a paid passport or a ticket, but some wineries will have tasting or event fees.
I think the best part is to celebrate the changing of the season and seeing what the wineries are doing and learn more from them, and just to celebrate what makes the Yakima Valley great as a destination.
Now we have a list of the participating wineries, including some right here in Benton County, and their offerings on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. We'll also be right back with the final check of your weekend forecast.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
If your group or organization would like to receive job postings, contact our Human Resources Department, 509-735-8369 to request notices.
Apple Valley News Now open positions can be viewed on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com.
I brought in Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein. Those who tried me felt more energy in just 2 weeks. Here, I'll take that.
Ensure Max Protein, 30 grams protein, 1 gram sugar, 25 vitamins and minerals, and a new fiber blend with a prebiotic.
Why is my internet slow? There's only 16 devices connected.
I'm so over this. My cable internet bill just increased again.
My upload speed is so bad, I can't even run a stream without buffering.
Defeat cable lag. Switch to Ziply Fiber, America's fastest home internet. 25 times faster uploads. $65 less a month in cable. Ziply Fiber. Call 1-888-GO-ZIPLY or visit ziplyfiber.com/GoZiply.
At Denver Mattress, comfort comes easy, but peace of mind is a bit tricky. And no, we can't give you a bedside psychoanalyst. Beat it, Sigmund. But you can rest easy knowing every mattress is backed by our 365-night Better Sleep guarantee. And during the Super 7-Day sale, check out the Summit for only $299.99. Or get a $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. Plus, no interest until January 2029 and free shipping. Comfort, peace of mind, and a great night's sleep. Only at Denver Mattress.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to bruxnightguard.com and order yours today.
Race towards big wins at Wild Horse Resort and Casino during the $125,000 Derby Dash for cash and prizes. The track comes alive with over $13,000 in cash and prizes every Friday and Saturday. Pick your lucky horse, jockey your way to victory, and ride away with up to $700 cash. Then join us Saturday, April 27 for a $15,000 grand prize. 3 winners will race towards the finish line, and the winner takes home $10,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. More winners, more often.
It's one of the most awesome sights in the Pacific Northwest.
It's hard to decide which direction to look at. It's a very humbling experience.
And it's just a short drive from the Tri-Cities.
You appreciate what we've been given.
Fly the Northwest over Palouse Falls. Apple Valley News Now at 6, Tuesday.
They are the very best. They are champions.
Kind of blowing my mind.
Who are the Jeopardy Masters? 6 all-time greats, 1 incredible tournament.
I think I'm doing this correctly. Bring it.
Jeopardy Masters primetime event starts Wednesday, May 1st on ABC.
Welcome back. We're talking about the weekend, and Stacey, you were saying the winter weather has actually calmed down.
They've calmed it down a little bit. Everything's really unsettled, but there is moisture coming in over the weekend, hit or miss. Most of it will be in the mountains. But let's take a minute and take a peek at our weather photo of the day. Now, they're calling this a sundog. So good picture, Dawn. My phone would have, I don't know, been able to take that, but Dawn sent this in. And the easiest way to get your weather photo on TV, the QR code right-hand side of your screen, that'll take you right to the landing page where you can upload your wonderful weather photos. Plus, you can just go to applevalleynewsnow.com and go to the weather tab, and that will take you to the landing screen, and it will also show you all of the great weather photos. Quickly, before we go, let's take a look and plan your day out tomorrow. Not bad. Pretty mild weather forecast for us anyway. So,
I like it. You know, just a nice calm weekend.
Good gardening weekend.
There we go. We need it.
There we go.
Thanks, Stacey, and thank you so much for watching. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. Apple Valley News Now is back after the NFL draft.
Have a good afternoon.